Hey guys, it's Bella again, and someone has just asked me, they inboxed me in my YouTube account, asking um, what I think about African Americans disclaiming their African side. I honestly believe, whether they like it or not, that they are African. They just don't know exactly where they're from in Africa, but believe it or not, you are African. Sorry. I mean, this is my skin color. I'm close to dark, and I'm very close to dark, actually. I do claim being dark skinned. Um, my aunt is very light. She's like yellow light, and she's African. My mother is lighter than me, and she's African. So not everything that you see on TV, like the National Geographics, is every part of Africa. Like the place where I'm from, Nigeria, it's very beautiful. There's different spots in Africa that are very beautiful. You don't have people just running around naked and stuff like that. Even though that might be a part of someone's culture, and there's nothing wrong with that because I think that's actually a very beautiful thing. Like for them not to care about about clothing, I think that's very beautiful. And even if they do have plates in their lips, it probably has more meaning than what people wear in America, like, the sunglasses or like the Cartiers. Like, it's like a cultural trend. That is what that's called, but it's on a different level that most people are not used to. If you bring some sunglasses or some stiletto heels or something like that to their culture, they'll be shocked, like, oh my god, why are these people wearing that? But that doesn't mean that you have to bash it. Do not bash what you do not know, because honestly, them being naked is probably closer to Adam and Eve if you guys believe in the Bible. So don't be a hypocrite. If they're walking around naked, it's probably a religious or spiritual thing that they do because if they feel like it brings them closer to God. But what I'm saying is may not be the answer to it, but it's something that you need to think about before you judge something or someone because it's hurtful. Like, I hear all the time people make jokes about me because I'm from Nigeria, but I still stand by my culture because it defines me. I know who I am. I think people really need to start knowing who they are because it's a very sad thing that you don't. And black people, like, okay, I have the last name Okay, and that is my Nigerian name. Black people, when white people, when they brought the slaves over here to America, they wanted to keep you down. So they stripped away everything about you. They took away your language. They took away your reading skills. They took away everything that they could so they can just wash you away as a person. And that's why you have last names like Jackson. You have last names like, I don't know, anything that doesn't sound like African. That's what it is. So don't be blinded. Don't say that you're not African because you are. And you may not be a part of the tribes that they show on National Geographics. You may be Nigerian. You may be from Kenya. You may be from Botswana, like anywhere. But you keep making fun of people, it's going to come back to bite you. Because what happens when America no longer labels you as their child? Where do you fit in? So you really need to think about what you're doing and what you say about your culture. The culture that is unsolved by you and your ancestors. But it's not your fault. I'm not saying that it's your fault. But before you judge, criticize, talk about, whatever, before you do all that, Remember that it is a part of you. And you're lucky enough, even if you are, let's say if you're light skinned, you're lucky enough that you're mixed with all those things. But because you have all those things, you better figure out what they are. Because that's you. You need to know yourself. You are not just American. Because American is really, if you think about it, it's not an ethnic group. It is not who you are. It may be where you dwell, where you live, what you are a resident of, but it's not you. So figure out your history before something bad happens because the world is changing. The world is changing. You need to find out who you are. That's all I can say. That's what I have to say about that.